As their boat lies crashed on the rocky shore of Lampedusa, migrants are forced to jump into the cold waters to save their lives. Italian rescue teams, together with local fishermen, form a human chain to help the migrants on shore. Among the passengers are pregnant women and even babies, who are literally thrown off the boat to the Coast Guard divers waiting in the waves below. The following day, VOA caught up with some of the migrants who were being held in a temporary centre beside the docks. Peter Derry is from Ghana and was working in Libya.
We were about 600 passengers in the boat when our compass got lost. So when we were coming, there was no control. But unfortunately, we were rescued by the Italian Navy. Our boat hit a rock, so we just fell into the water, into the sea, and finally we survived.
Swim?
I don't know how to swim, but when it happened, I just tried my best.
The migrants describe why they took such a risky journey from the Libyan capital, Tripoli.
As my junior brother, they attack us. Yes, they attack us in our house. They beat him and we run. So he collapsed and they take him to a hospital. And finally, they detain him for two months. And we went there and take him from the hospital. And then we traveled to here.
Guy Picanor is from Burkina Faso.
Libya is a catastrophe. There is no security. It is so bad everywhere, so we had to leave.
As the migrants' boat approached Lampedusa, its rudder broke, sending it crashing into the rocks and forcing the passengers to leap into the waves in complete darkness. Now, many of their belongings lie scattered here on the rocks. Among them, we found things like medicines. There's a set of hair clippers here on the ground, and we've also found a ripped-up passport belonging to somebody from the country of Niger. They've ripped up the passport because they don't want the authorities here to know they're from Niger. They want to claim asylum now that they've landed here on the shores of Europe. Lampedusa lies just 200 kilometres from the coast of Tunisia. More than 30,000 migrants have landed here so far this year. Their boats are now moored in the harbour, many of them sinking and clogging the port. Others lie piled up on land. At first, most migrants were Tunisians taking advantage of the lack of maritime patrols there following the revolution to depart for a new life in Europe. In the last month, the majority have been expatriate workers in Libya fleeing the violence there, most of them sub-Saharan Africans, Bangladeshis and Pakistanis. These shots, taken from an Italian Air Force spotter plane, show the boats at sea heading for the island. 8 migrant boats arrived in one day last week. The rising numbers have prompted the European Union's border agency, Frontex, to fund more rescue boats and spotter planes. Antonio Marana is the commander of the Lampedusa Coast Guard. He says he has overseen more than 300 rescue operations since February.
These operations are dangerous and very complicated. These boats are normally between 20 and 25 meters long. Usually they should have about 50 people on board, but now they have up to 800.
From
the point of view of buoyancy and stability, the navigation is extremely dangerous, especially if the weather conditions are not good.
2 days after the migrant boat crashed into the rocks, dive teams found 3 bodies trapped beneath the vessel. In the darkness, no one had seen them drown. Despite the dangers of the journey, Italian authorities are preparing for many more migrants to arrive in Lampedusa in the coming months. Henry Ridgwell for VOA News, Lampedusa.